What is up, guys? CINNAStixx here with another gameplay commentary. Gonna be playing in a different server this time around. Instead of the +3 servers, I'm playing in the ST6 servers for ground warfare. There's LO or him asking me how the SKS is. Honestly, I'm not liking it that much so far. As far as a close range battle rifle, yeah, it's a pretty great gun. But when you're firing at a higher rate, it tends to lose accuracy and starts to fire around the enemy, and it's pretty bad. Even if the recoil isn't going that high, it starts to just somehow fire around the enemy, much like the AK does, the AK-47, when you're just even semi-firing at an enemy. So I really had to get a sophisticated setup as far as attachments go. And what that is I went ahead and just bought the Predator barrel. I needed the being that it had medium range and medium accuracy, I wanted to up both of those. Of course, I'm using the CINNAstixx stock for the best results as far as lowered recoil. And something I never thought I would ever buy or use, but I just got it for a day. I got the let's see, what was it? Oh yeah, the Stingray mags. And I believe it's the Stingray. Pretty much the nerfed or the slightly cheaper version of the Viper mags. So I'm running those right now, and really I'm doing about like mid-20s to low 30s as far as damage goes. I didn't want to use the scope. It takes up too much of the screen, and then when you use it, it's only a 3x zoom, and it's the same scope that's on the Dragunov or the SVUA, I believe. So it's really not that good. It's not something I'd suggest on this weapon, especially because when you're using a scope, you're going to have a little bit more recoil. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this little camping spot. I was just over here for the purpose of talking without having to get my ass kicked trying to use this gun. As far as the reason I'm using the red dot, like I said, I don't want to use the scope, and I just can't think of any sight that would be good on this weapon so far. As you saw there, it started to lose its accuracy if you fire it at a higher rate. So yeah, that's going to be quite a problem for any of you that buy this weapon. It is a new gun, obviously. Sorry, I know I made that sound weird, but being a new gun and has like the low price of like 1,400, which I thought was kind of odd, you know, but now I see why. It's not really an OP weapon. It's not all that powerful. It can be customized to be that way, but right now it just seems like another semi-automatic. But I do have to compliment them on the weapon's overall, the look, just the overall detail, especially what they put into the iron sights. Something I really wish we could have used on this weapon that should have came by default. It has just so much great detail, and then I really like the reload, even though it's the same reload as the AK and all that. It just has a slightly different when you cock the charging handle and all that. Also, as you saw there, I want to make a note. When you fire this weapon on the move, you will lose accuracy greatly. Check that reload out. And it's not like some loud, obnoxious reload. It's kind of quiet, you know, and it's something I can really appreciate. It's quick. It's not that long. It's just a nice, simple reload, and they're not really, you know, going out of the way to make something different, but, you know, hey, it's... You can make quick work of getting kills on enemies, being that the rate of fire is so much quicker than some of the other semi-automatics. And as you saw there, the hip fire accuracy isn't the greatest, but it's beneficial sometimes. As for attachments that I would suggest, I know I'm just kind of jumping all over the place right now. It's actually like 5 o'clock right now in the morning, and I'm like really out of it. Didn't really get much sleep, and I know the game only showed up, I mean the gun only showed up in the store and not on the front page. Now, sorry, back to what I was going to say. Yeah, that's right. The weapon attachments that I'd suggest for this, I tried to use casket mags, but it would be nice to up the ammo and the damage, so I would go right away for Viper mags if you can afford it, because as you can see, you're only going to have those 3 magazines, and they're going to run out pretty fast, even if you had the Viper mags. But if you're putting out more damage, then you may have to use less rounds. So that's my 2 cents on that. As far as stocks, I'm 100% sure a tactical would get the job done, and I'm more than sure that, you know, as far as the barrel being that it has medium accuracy and medium damage, you definitely want to go with a Predator barrel or a heavy barrel. Nothing else, because anything else you'd just be upping like just the accuracy or just the range. So that's why I highly suggest the Predator barrel or the heavy barrel, so you're doing both. Being that I'm 11-1 with this weapon, though I'm already out of ammo, you know, that's quite the problem. But as I said, you saw there, I just went 11-1 with the weapon, and yeah, I did run out of ammo, and of course it was going to happen sometime, whether I was, you know, living long or not. Being that you're going to be putting out a lot of rounds with the higher fire rate, and then at that, because you're losing the accuracy sometimes. So I find that is kind of odd, and it's going to be a kind of a troublesome thing to do with this weapon, being that the accuracy just randomly, just it kind of hops all over the place. As for sights, I would suggest the red dot is working just fine. The PSO, as you should know, it is broken, so I wouldn't suggest it. What also would be great is the, I really think the M145 would be great, though it would slightly magnify the recoil, so maybe it is good just to use, oh damn. Maybe it is good just to use the red dot if you have it. If not, then I'm sorry, you're going to be stuck with that scope, and you're not really going to have that good of a time doing that. I mean, if you really like the challenge, then okay, but this weapon, I don't even think I would ever use it for long range. But, of course I will throw on a scope later on, and I'll try it out, but just for the benefit of testing and commentaries, you know. So I'm sure you guys are going to send a lot of requests to see this weapon with many different things, being that it does slightly play different from most of the semi-automatics I've used. It is slowly actually becoming one of my favorite. I mean, I do love the M14, I do love the damage of it and how it can get a one-shot kill, but I'm really liking this as far as its fire rate and its accuracy when I'm using this Predator barrel and whatnot. So I can really appreciate it at the moment. If I could find anybody else to kill. Oh, there we go. Now, as you saw there, if you notice in close quarters, I was doing like 20 to 30 damage, but right there I did like high mid 40s. I did like 46 damage, and I know it wasn't a headshot, so I'm pretty surprised at how that jump in the damage did right there. So that's something that really caught me off guard. Well, there you go, guys. 18-2. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay commentary. Going to be jumping into the the loadout screen and whatnot. So see you there. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to give a few little shout-outs right there because some of them were in the server, and I meant to do this in past videos, and I always forget. But don't worry, guys. I'm going to try to do a little bit better when it comes to this. I have y'all's names written down on Post-its and all that, just so I know. Well, first off, gotta say, what's up to Elo? Thank you for being in my video there. Also, you, Sergeant Mexon, SGT Mexon, Sergeant. Well, and also, who's this? Oh yeah, Death Blow to you. I need to find this other guy's name. Of course, one of our clan leaders for +3, one of our, that's one of our leaders, Combalt. And, of course, I could use his name we like to make fun of him with, but I'm not going to do that. Also, Aaron04. That is ARIN04. Also, let's see, who else? I want to say Purple Melon, just because you sent me a video request, and I know I didn't get to it. Also going to say for Pellets. And Macbeth, I'm glad, I'm putting your name out there because I'm glad you really enjoyed that personal commentary I did for you. I would make it public, but being that questions were just directed at you, and it was mainly just for you, you know, and that's what I'm going to start doing for some of my fans, you know, making them a little personal commentary. So, besides that, I think that's it. Wait, Vistatructions, I think that's how you say it, dude. One of our new members in the clan. I always have trouble trying to pronounce the name. I shouldn't, you know, but I do. It's pretty simple. It's just Vista Instructions, but it sounds so odd that I wouldn't think I'd be saying it right. But back to the main topic here, the SKS sniper rifle. We're going in at medium damage. That being around, well, even though I was using something that boosted the damage, it would mean it would be medium 20s, high 20s to mid 30s to high 40s, depending on where the shot placement is. Obviously, headshot's going to do the most damage. We could come in at even 50 damage for a headshot. As far as accuracy, the accuracy is medium. Though you're firing at a semi-autic rate, you're not spraying all over the place. But if you're firing at, you know, hitting it a lot faster, you will start bouncing around with the rounds, even though the recoil may look like it's staying down. That's the weird thing about these semi-automatics. The recoil may be staying low, but the actual accuracy of where the rounds are going, I don't know why, they're just going to spread. So it does help to fire it at a slower rate. At close quarters, yeah, spam it, but fire at a slower rate with it. Take your time, just like I said with all the other semi-automatic sniper rifles. It will benefit you greatly. Now, as far as the ammo is 16 and 3. That is pretty much what every semi-automatic has. If I can, let me check. Well, actually, usually it's 14 and 3, so you do have 2 more rounds. Now, attachments, casket mags will give you up to 22 rounds. I believe it gives you 6, so that will give you 22 rounds. But it is nice to get that damage buff, so I would suggest either some high power ammo or whatever you can get, whether it's cheap or you want to go all the way and get the Viper mags. Also, if not that, like I was just using there, the Stingray, and I actually didn't notice much of the nerf with the, because how it nerfs the range by 3. I didn't notice that because I kind of balanced it out by using the what was I using? Yeah, Predator barrel, being that it brought up the accuracy by 3 and the range by 3. So that brings me to the range, it being medium. It would be nice to increase it, but you're probably not going to use this weapon at long range that much. It's nice to have it as just that battle rifle where you have it balanced at medium and close range. So that's probably what it will benefit from the most. So I'd suggest that Predator barrel if you kind of want to increase both the accuracy and range. I was using the precision barrel before I got into the game, well, before I started commentating on it, and I didn't really enjoy it, being that I was using the Stingray, so I nerfed the range. So you really need something that balances out both. I'd suggest that heavy barrel or that Predator barrel, like I said. Let's go ahead and get the close-up of this weapon. As you can tell, beautiful detail they put into it, especially in game. It's exactly how it looks in Battlefield 3. It's one of my favorite guns in Battlefield 3, and I cannot fathom enough how much I wish you could use the iron sights, because they put so much detail into them. And I only use it with iron sights when I'm playing Battlefield 3, and I would much like that in here. If I had to request a sight for it, though, the Cobra or the Russian hollow sight would be pretty cool on it, because I do like the Russian hollow sight. Even though it's big and bulky, for some reason I really enjoy it. Now, let me throw on the different sights here for you. The PSO obviously would kind of look good on it, but being that it is kind of broken, with the hit marker placement being right above the arrow, not right on it, I'm sure a hollow sight would be kind of awkward to use on it, but it probably wouldn't be too useless. I would never use a ballistic range ace. Now the Panthera range ace, that's a level 5, no, a level 3 zoom, sorry, level 3. That's pretty much the standard zoom that the gun already has with the standard marksman scope. So you'd be getting the same range, just the different optic, which whatever works for you. Of course, here you got the M145, which I kind of suggest for it. I wouldn't suggest a ballistic. Maybe the standard range ace, you know, if you want to bring it up to the normal range, which would probably be like 4 or 5. Of course, there's the standard marksman scope, and like I said, it's has 3 range. What I don't like about putting this on there is it does like how it's mounted on, not the Dragunov. The Dragunov, it's mounted on the, No, it is mounted on the left side. That's true, since it's the AK style weapon. So yeah, it's going to be mounted on the left side, and it kind of blocks it. It still looks bulky, so it really helps to use that red dot or whatever else, something different. And I can't stress that more. I did not like using it with the scope, and I can always do a video on it later, but I can guarantee it's just not my favorite. I don't even use that scope on the Dragunov, so let's just say it's just not something I enjoy doing. Well, I think I've dragged on this commentary for a little bit too long. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay commentary, and much love and respect on the battlefield, soldiers. Peace.